Hey guys, we're back at the old Chinese M305. This has been a great epic job. I thought it'd be done a lot sooner, but work has reared its ugly head. So today what we're going to add on is one of these cheek risers. That one right there is made by Tac Pro from they're out of Thornhill, Ontario. I picked this unit up from Fab Sports. I buy a lot of stuff from Fab Sports. They're a great company to deal with. I'll put their website on. So this is a pretty simple one. Basically, it's going to pop on there. We're going to add a couple of screw holes, drill a couple of screws, and then we're going to go ahead and run the screws in, and then this will be adjustable to get a good cheek weld for using a scope in one of these puppies. So let's get her all set up and we'll get going, boys. Okay, so I've readjusted the stock a bit so you can see a little bit better. This kit comes with the cheek riser and all the mounting hardware that a person needs. 2 carriage bolts, put the screws at either sides. They come out on this side. So the first thing we want to do here is we're going to use the cutout and mount it right up so it's nice and square in the cutout. And we'll take one of our quick grips here, snug her up, just check that, make sure it's all nice the same. Give her a good little snug in there. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, they suggest putting it on and then drilling the holes. I'm going to do it a little bit different. So I'm going to mark each hole there like that on both sides. Pop that out of the way. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different here. They suggest now just taking a 1/4 inch drill bit and running it straight through and just running these through. But as you can see, this scope is hollow. I don't want to be pushing rods into a hollow I don't want to put these carriage bolts into a hollow stock and having the chance of this thing actually twisting a little bit. So what I'm going to do is use this 9/32 brass rod, which I found at a hobby shop here yesterday after a great epic search. We're going to drill a hole through there on each one of these, and then what we're going to do is use 5-minute epoxy, probably JB weld, and we're going to epoxy this steel tube in, this brass tube in here for extra support. Then we'll clean it up and then we'll be able to mount that. So let's get a drill bit going and we'll see more here in a bit. Okay, so what I've got here is a 9/32 wood bit. We'll get her mounted right dead square on there as best we can. And keep her nice and square. There, as you can see, that's just gonna pop right in there. That one ovaled out a bit on me, but that's okay because it's gonna get filled up with epoxy putty. Pop this upside down so we can keep a good idea there. All right, boys, there we go. Alright, it's going to be a quick interjection here, boys. I bought this Ryobi drill on sale. Ryobi, batteries don't last worth hell. Don't buy one, don't like it. Anyway. So if we wanted to, we could call this project just about done. Bolts through here. Looks like we're gonna have to do a little bit of extra work because I've got some more work in here, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of cleaning up in here. But of course, oh, I hate these Chinese So anyway, we're gonna clean this holes up a bit and then we'll get the brass rod through. Okay, we got the holes drilled through finally. Now anybody who's doing this, keep in mind that there's some supports in here that you're gonna have a little bit of trouble with. So unfortunately I ended up ovaling these damn holes out a bit. Typical Chinese crap. So what we're gonna wanna do is get those in there, get it epoxy puttied up. Like that. Really not happy with it. Typical Chinese crap. These guys are just... You get what you pay for, boys. You get what you pay for. We'll make sure that that's fairly level. We'll get some epoxy putty going on there. And we'll get her glued up and we'll show you how she looks. Okay, so there you can see those two brass rods I've got JB welded in. I use the JB quick weld. It sets up in about 4 minutes, so you don't have a bunch of working time. Unfortunately, I ran into a little problem. This side, the orange one, about this much, was hard as a rock set up for the front, so it blew out the bottom. And the black side worked fine, but just one of the things you want to keep an eye on. Once in a while, those kind of things happens with epoxies. One side gets hard and will pop out like that. So this should be set up here, and I'll give it about an hour, and I should be able to knock it back and get her sanded off and get this ready for Duracoat here in a day or two. Alright guys, thanks for watching. More later. Alright guys, this quick dry is hard as a rock. So I'm just using a standard file, mill bastard on this side. There. Makes quick work of that. Nice. So the last one here. Touch up there. Something nice about the JB weld is that it gets so doggone hard. Sanding pad. There we are. Looking pretty good. Just reset the camera here, guys. Excuse the bumping and thumping. I like to keep these real so you guys can actually see what it's like to do stuff the first time, not with a whole bunch of fancy editing and cuts and everything, so that it looks absolutely perfect. Nothing worse than some of those do-it-yourself shows. They do this incredibly complex work and it just turns out perfectly the first time. Not here on the Glockster channel, man. You see it as it happens. Bumps and all. So there we have it, guys. One cheek installation on Norinco stock. Took about, you know, when you factor everything all in, half an hour. Take out the curing time. It's one of the simpler things you can do. And the nice thing it is, you can bring it straight up, you can put it on an angle, however it's going to work best for you. So in closing, guys, I picked this up at Fab Sports out of Montreal. www.fabsports.ca, and this is the Tac Pro Cheek Riser for M14 rifles. And there we are, there we've got it. Tac Pro Incorporated, 1136 Center Street, Suite 428, Thornhill, Ontario. There's their phone number, guys. This is a good product. It's made from Kydex. It's hard as a rock, but it's not going to be cold and tough on your face like some of the aluminum ones I've looked at. So there you go, guys. But all that's left down here to do is get some paint to her, and we'll get to that when we can. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.